Hi, my name is David Hilton. I'm a professional car designer who's worked for 15 different major car companies around the world, and I'd like to tell you a little bit about my two babies. On my left, we have a 1966 Lincoln Continental, and on my right, a 1967 Ford Thunderbird. Both of these cars don't need to be introduced because it's kind of like Madonna or Cher in that you could say Thunderbird, you don't even need to know it's a Ford. You say Continental, you don't even need to know it's a Lincoln. Both of these cars are famous for being in several films, and I'll tell you a little bit more about each one in a minute. On my left, I want to talk about the 1966 Lincoln Continental. This car is a 462 cubic inch motor, V8, 7.6 liters of a lot of fun. Now, the car has been known to be in several movies around the world and several TV shows such as The Matrix, Animal House, $6 Million Man, television shows also, Dr. Detroit, Mission Impossible, Grand Theft Auto, Last Action Hero, Crash, Chips, and of course California with Brad Pitt. In 1966, the body stayed pretty much the same as the 63. The only difference is it got a bit more stiff and square as the 70s started to roll in. As you can see, when the doors are open from the suicide doors, you have a ton of room to come in and out. It's very much a royal type of feeling. A lot of cars have this in the higher luxury end brands like Rolls-Royce, Bentley, etc. The Queen drives a Rolls-Royce. It has suicide doors. It's a very elegant thing to have. That's why this car has been mostly featured in films that involve high-end crime scenes or also movies that involve more luxury events and etc. The car is 100% original even to today. The early 60s Lincoln Continentals were the most modern cars in the entire world. Well before Mercedes, BMW, or any of the other companies had it, this car was fully electric. That means the seats, steering wheels, and of course, mostly famous, electric hydraulic top. As a convertible, and a luxury convertible, the idea is that you could get in and out easily and everything could be done, quote, with a flip of a switch. The Lincoln Continental is obviously the most well-known vehicle because of its presence in the media already. So thanks again for your attention. If you believe one of these cars could star in one of your productions, please contact me via my website and see you on the road. On my right here, you'll see a 1967 Ford Thunderbird. As I mentioned, the Thunderbird is a very famous mark or brand for the companies. You don't have to even mention that it's a Ford Thunderbird. We know it. Everyone knows the car. This particular vehicle actually is on the exact same platform as a Mustang. The 66 Mustang came out in 64, 65, and in 66 it shared the same platform as this vehicle. Problem with the Ford Motor Company at the time was that this car and the earlier Thunderbirds were sort of a bit muscly and rock and roll, and that stepped on the toes or the idea of the Mustang. So what they've done in this particular year for the first time in 1967 was to make it a bit more upscale, a bit more luxury. So it's considered to be the gentleman's muscle car, so to say. Brings it closer to the Lincoln family but separated it from the Mustang. This 5th generation Thunderbird has a 428 cubic inch motor and has a weight of about 2 tons exactly. Luckily a lot lighter than the Lincoln Continental, but with the Mustang power it does move pretty good. The interior of the vehicle is completely surprising. It has so many luxury items and bizarre oddities that you definitely need to read the manual twice to understand how to operate this car. The interior of this vehicle has a lot of luxury amenities, not only the aluminum and the wraparound rear seats, but it's mostly famous for the designer who actually designed the interior, is a gentleman by the name of Sid Mead. Now you'd have to be a car buff or a movie buff or a feature film buff to know who this is. He's the designer who did movies such as Blade Runner, all the vehicles, sets, and scenes. So before Sid Mead quit Ford Motor Company, he designed the interior of this car. And it has all his classic touches like the airplane and jet engine switches for operating the lights and the air conditioning and the wipers. Also the wraparound feel, the driver orientation was something that he really started. I love the exterior of this vehicle because of its front and rear ends, from dead front or dead rear. In the front it's very unusual because it's just one large black hole. In the rear it's similar with a very large red extake or intake or whatever you want to call it that houses all the lighting features. The best lighting feature is definitely the rear end. The turn signal is a sequential turn signal. You can see it blinking to the left or the right every time you move. Beautiful imagery. The front end has a completely different feature. When you turn the lights on, suddenly, out of nowhere, behind the shadows, comes the flip-ups to see the headlamps come and shine in front of the road. Both of these vehicles are ideal for using in any type of media event, whether it be film, commercial use, music video, or location for special event. The Lincoln Continental is obviously the most well-known vehicle because of its presence in the media already. So thanks again for your attention. If you believe one of these cars could star in one of your productions, please contact me via my website, and see you on the road.